What's up? My name's Ethan. I'm a full-time eBay reseller. I'm going to show you guys what I sold during the month of May, and I'm going to tell you guys how much I made in the month. So I'm going to start off showing you guys a couple of hand-picked sales to show you some stuff I think is interesting. So I'm going to start off here with this Nike golf polo. So I'm specifically looking for the Nike polos, the vintage Nike polos that have this Nike golf tag here. It seems like, at least in my experience, these ones have done pretty good for me. If it has any sort of print on it, it's also made it do a lot better. I remember a time where, obviously, a lot of prints on vintage polos will be usually okay, but I can remember a time where these Nike golf polos weren't always that great, but it seems like even some of the more boring ones, even if they have this tag, they can still sell. Obviously, you got to do your listing right and all that, but yeah, let's move on. Vintage Levi's. Vintage Levi's, runs so deep. It's kind of hard to know all the good stuff. I'm gonna tell you specifically about these silver tabs. When you have like this long silver tab tag, generally those are gonna be good, but it does depend on what style you have. Hello. So I'm editing right now, and I just wanted to redo this silver tab section, make it a little bit more concise. So I got this pair for about 20 bucks at Goodwill. Sold them. Took a best offer for $72. What you really need to know is that the value of these silver tab jeans is almost entirely in like how baggy or wide the leg is. So the wider the better. Like if you pulled off the rack, one of these two guys come over and like,
"Ooh, those are fire!"
then that's good. That's what you want. Another point I make in this section while I'm just waffling about here, a lot of people will keyword spam. So like my tag specifically says loose wide leg. There's a lot of people that use those as keywords, even though they're the leg on their pairs are not as baggy. So the comps were looking like 45 bucks if you don't pay attention to the actual jeans. But I made sure to go look, and I noticed that all these people that were selling their jeans for like 40, 50 bucks, the leg opening on theirs was not as baggy as mine, so I listed mine higher. So that's why I got more money, because I had what people were actually looking for. So make sure you're paying attention to how wide the leg opening is if you have a pair of silver tabs. Oh, is that all I pulled out? Okay. Pulled out. Okay. So I guess I'll show you my sales. So last month, I gave you the full breakdown of like exactly how much I made down to the dollar. I'm gonna have to give you an estimate this month because you'll see today is the first of the month. So I got a little too excited. I forgot eBay has not sent me my the May financial statement yet, so I can't get it down to the dollar, but I can make an estimate. So I have a net sales here, 6,333. There's going to be other things that this number doesn't account for, like the returns. I think the returns don't count. I don't know. But so I'm just going to knock that down another like 300. Let's just say that's 6,000. And then in my Excel sheet, I don't think you guys can see this. I'll try and put up a screenshot. In the month of May, for expenses that did not show up on my eBay sheet, I spent $2,336. So we'll say, what does that come down to? We'll say I profited $3,500 to $3,700 in the month of May, something like that, which makes sense because I think last month I did $4,600, and this month I spent just about $1,000 more than I did last month. I did buy a lot more stuff. I was shopping a lot. Sometimes you just be thrifting. I don't know. I just got caught up, man. I was buying a bunch of stuff. It's a good time though, I can tell you that much. So total sales $9,553, sold 226 items, average sales price $42. So let's go look at what I sold. So I'm starting down here. You guys have probably noticed I've been cutting out the lower stuff, but I do have a couple things down here I wanted to show you. I've been going back to the bins again. It's not the only thing I'm doing, but I'm sprinkling some bins trips in, one of my favorite things to do at the bins. So after I'm done looking at all the clothes, I'll go over to the bag section. And if I see some like really beat up bag someone left behind from a good brand, I'll go through and I'll pull off these tags. So this is for Hartman luggage. So I found this, sold it for $10. It's free shipping. So I'm not making a killing, but this thing was tiny. Actually, I have it. Let me see how much it weighed. Okay. So I sold this tag, and then in the same pile, someone left both these Hartman bags. They're both a little messed up. I found this one as well. So $17 and $10. let's say I do $10 worth of shipping, so I'm getting $17-ish before fees. Oh, I turned my scale off. Frick. Just wait. Hold on.
All right, I'll be right back.
Combined, these weigh exactly 1 ounce. My bins charges $2.09 per pound. So, what is that? 2.09 divided by how many ounces? 16 ounces, right? Yeah, 16. So I have 13 cents invested in these two things. So I think we're fine to just call that free, right? So free money, $17. I call that my lunch money whenever I do find these little like tags like that. So one of my favorite things to do. And that day, I spent $21 on 23 items. So that pays for almost my entire haul. So super cool. So what else do I have here? I do like these Umbro shorts, these checkered ones. These are modern. They don't have to be vintage. The modern Umbro checkered shorts. These ones just had some stains I thought were going to come out, but they did not come out. So that was like super glue or something. I don't know. So I just took the very first offer I got. So I only paid $5, so I still profited. But when I have really flawed items like that, I'm really just trying to get them out, just go away. So I don't think I have anything else super interesting here. This was in my storage locker. I didn't realize it was in there from back when I still sold electronics. So I just sold it like for parts, $20. It sold like immediately. So super cool. Flint and Tinder. This is a good brand to know. This is just a really bad item. So if you've never seen this tag before, make sure you look for that for sure. A lot of this is stuff. I've been trying to take like offers, just keep stuff moving recently. This is like a low-key brand, if you've never heard of it. Spire McKay. Look it up if you find it. I think this one had something wrong with it. What was wrong with it? Oh, it's tagged as a large, but it measured in stupid small. So I sold it for cheap. So I think other ones sell for like 30-ish for those. Yada, yada, yada. What do we got? I think it's a bunch of junk. Oh, let me tell you something I like to do here. So I found 2 pairs of these REI, like trail pants, whatever, hiking pants. Same size. I took all the measurements. All the measurements were exactly the same. They didn't have any unique flaws. So what I've been doing, I'm just doing multi-quantity listings. Even though it's used items and they're technically unique, it's like you're not going to know the difference between the 2 pairs. So I've just been saving myself the time. I take one set of pictures and then I do multi-quantity. So even though I, paid $5, sold them for 15, they did go to the same buyer. So I did profit the extra. I probably made like an extra $5. So picked these up for $5 each, and I brought in like $17.50 each or so. So it's just nice to have, multiple items sold off one listing. Cuts that what is it, like labor time in half. Don't look. Had to start down here. Bunch of junk. What we got? You'll notice I'll have a lot of like random stuff now that I'm going to the bins. Like I normally would not pick up just some random North Face sweatpants. Like I don't even have the model name. I don't know what these are, but they're at the bins. So I grabbed them. It's like that's kind of what I don't like about the bins is it makes me pick up a lot of stuff that's usually like below like my quality threshold. It's like, these weren't bad. I paid $2 for them. So I'm still going to profit my $10+, but I don't know. I don't like selling stuff for the cheaper prices as much. Anyways, ooh, I love these. So these old Russell Athletic, I love this tag in general, but these tank tops, when I find these, they're always cheaper at Goodwill. I think I got a bunch of these for like $4 a piece, and then they sell for about 20. I'm listing them for like 22 or 24, and then people come by, they offer me like $17, $20, just whatever. I'll just take it. So I've been selling a decent amount of these for like $20 ish. I always put muscle and gym usually. Bunch of junk. I'm selling a lot of just like lower price shorts, picking up a lot of shorts for $5, selling them for 20 this time of year. So some chubbies, some Fabletics. Yeah, I'm always trying to make sure I have the model name in there. I'll go to the website if I have to, like if there's no style code, I'll go look on the website for a couple minutes, see if I can find the model name. So always be careful when you're doing that. Make sure you look at all the details so you know you have the right model. Travis Matthew. So Travis Matthew has style codes, so we don't have to mess around looking at the website as much. So just in here under the tag, look up style. This is from their Cloud line, the Cloud hoodies, and then I think they do like crew necks, and then I want to say sweatpants. Also, those very good. Mostly the Cloud hoodies sell great. This is just a Travis Matthew Cloud tee, little V-neck, not the most popular thing. But being from that line, I knew it was still going to sell. So picked that up for $5 when I was in Chicago, sold it for 20. I'm going to stop on this one just to let you guys know I found it. I found the Taylor Swift flannel. And I looked up the picture. It's like, I think Kaylee Elaine talks about this flannel a lot. I didn't know really anything about it. So when I found it, I went and I looked up like the Taylor Swift Evermore, whatever it is, and she's not even wearing a flannel. It's a coat. It just looks kind of like this. It's like, I was like, okay, that's funny. So $20, cool. This was interesting. This is Massive. I've never seen this logo on Massive. They do like, it's usually like army stuff you're gonna see from Massive. This is a flame resistant like base layer tee, so probably was marketed to be some military thing, but could be used otherwise. So picked that up for $5, sold it real quick for 21. Let's see, I don't see much interesting stuff here. Mack Weldon. If you don't know about Mack Weldon, I do. Let's see. Not the best brand, but one thing I do like picking up are these Ace sweatpants. So, couple things you can look at to know you have the Ace sweatpants. There's a little zipper pocket here on this left side, and then let's see. If we go down here, it's like this is the ankles. We're looking at the back side of the sweatpants right now. Down to the ankles, it's got like the ribbed like cuff or whatever, but it's only on the back. You can see it's got like a little cutout window there. So, yeah, those sell pretty good for me. Not for a ton of money though. So I'm trying to pick these up for like $5. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna pass. But they'll sell for $20, $25. I have really good luck with those. So my Goodwill's finally starting to price Ralph Lauren stuff at $5. Not all of it, but sometimes they're doing it. Usually it was all $9 to $13, even for like the ugliest shirt you've ever seen in your life. But now that they're doing that, I can pick up shirts like this. I make the first picture look nice and pretty, and I can sell it for $22. So that's been great. I've been loving that. So got some Luca shorts from Legends. Nothing crazy. This was interesting. I got these at the bins. 3 of them, all sold to the same buyer. I am willing to buy stuff I don't think is as good if there are duplicates of it, because when I went and made these listings, like I made the one listing and I just copied, like sold similar, and then I just put the pictures in this one. I changed the color, copied it, changed the color. So I get 3 listings done, and it basically takes me the same amount of time as it would have taken to do one listing. And then there's also the increased chance that someone comes and buys all of them, like this one guy did. So he bought all these, so I basically got an extra like $10 to $12-ish in shipping, so that's great. So I did take offers on this. I don't do combined shipping. Like if someone buys multiple items from me, I don't refund them the extra shipping. I let them know, like if they message me beforehand about it, I let them know. It's like I don't refund anything like after the fact, so just send me offers accounting for the fact that eBay is going to charge you for multiple shipping prices. So, factor that in when you're making your decision. What is this? This is a team issue piece. Whoa, why is it doing that? This one was weird though, because most of the stuff I see, they'll have like a white sticker. It'll have like a name, like the team logo, their number, stuff like that. This is just 2 numbers in the collar. There we go. Just 2 big old numbers in there. So, but I looked up West Virginia. Let me see. So I could see on this tag here, this is the tag that has the Nike style code on it. Up at the top it says FA19. That means fall 2019. So I looked up the West Virginia football roster for 19. Number 76 was a guy that is from the St. Louis area. So I was like, okay, I think I've got enough evidence here to say that this was this guy's shirt. This is a player issue shirt. So yeah, sold it for 20 bucks, you know. Turning 5 into 20 here all day. I got these at the bins. I got lucky. I was digging through the clothing bins and one of these showed up. There's only one. So I put it in my cart. I was like, I know one of the shoe sellers is going to have the other one. And then when they like give up looking for it, they're going to put it back in the bin. And that's exactly what happened. So they're mine. So paid, I don't know, about $3 for these at the bins. Here's another Russell Athletic. Slightly different tag, but same thing. It's just mostly cotton, made in USA, basic tank. Yeah, 22 bucks. Like I said. Got this at the bins. That was pretty nice. I thought it'd be worth slightly more. Big Pony in the LA Lakers colorway. I put that in my title, I think. Yeah, Lakers colors. That probably didn't help it sell, but I had some extra characters I could use, so whatever. Let's see. Oh, some of my personal stuff. This came out of my closet. Didn't wear it anymore. It's huge. Like, I was swimming in that thing. Some running pants. These were just way too tight on me. Running stuff fits so tight. Like, I was not built for the running gear. You got this. This is so cute. This came out of the personal closet as well. What do we got? I'm going to scroll up. Ooh, I wanted to stop on these two. First, let's talk about these shiny shorts, because that has been like something that keeps coming up in the comments. People are like, oh, thanks for the tip on the shiny shorts, whatever. So, as I have mentioned, I don't have it all the way figured out yet. I'm still messing around, trying to learn. So, what can I tell you? I do like having this cover photo where like I wrinkle it up so you can tell it's shiny from the cover photo. I'm only going to buy these if they're cheaper. Like, I'm not going to pay up for them, really. They have to have the drawstring. If they don't have the drawstring, I don't want them. Preferably, the elastic waistband's also okay, but if they have a drawstring, that's not as important. I would like if they're made in USA, at least if they're Nike. I don't think all the brands are going to have that. But I know the vintage Nike ones can be made in USA. So that's just extra keywords for me that I can use. But, yeah. I think, from looking at the comps, I think they like them to be, like, big and baggy and flowy. So, last month I had a pair of Purdue ones. If you can make the waist look smaller and then, like, the openings, like, flared out and bigger, try and do that in your photos, because I think that's what they're going to want. Yeah, I don't know. Still learning, still messing around. Let me check my store real quick, and I can tell you how they're selling for me so far. Okay, so as far as shiny shorts that are like this, I have 3 listed and 3 sold. So we're doing decent so far. Another thing that I have come to like develop as a criteria, there's a couple different textures you can find. I think, not sure, still figuring it out. You can see here that these are like horizontal lines. I'm gonna go pull up another pair. I think this is it. Yeah, okay. So, I prefer this texture that has the horizontal lines, from what I can see. I see a lot of pairs that look like this in my thrift store. They'll have this big Nike basketball tag, and they are shiny, but they do have a different texture to them. This is more like, I don't know, I'm going to call it like scales, like dragon scales or like chainmail or something. I don't know. Just not the horizontal lines. From what I can tell, these ones don't sell as often or for as much usually. This is all from memory. I haven't looked this up in the last, week or so, but from what I remember, how I feel when I'm thrifting, usually avoiding those ones, but the horizontal like line ones, that's usually what I'm looking for. So moving on, as I don't know. Anyways, Nike running shorts. These ones specifically are good. Mine sold for cheaper. They only sold for 25 because the liner on the inside is cut in half. So if that liner was not cut in half, these would have sold for more like 60 to 65. There are multiple comps at the 65 area. If you see some print like this, I think it's the Nike Wild Run, or Nike Wild Print. I don't know. Bunch of different combinations of these words here going on in titles. So just if you see some Nike shorts with like a print like this, specifically running shorts with a print like this, just look up the style code. That's all there is to it. Some of them worth a little bit more than you would think. So this Maceo brand, I don't know. Someone left an iron sitting on mine for a little bit too long, I think. So that's why I sold mine for a little bit cheaper. I was just glad to get it going, honestly. But that's a brand you can look up if you find it. They can be good. 10,000. I think I say this every single time I sell a pair of these. But so this tag here, this is going to be down on like the inside of one of these legs. I don't remember which one it is. I think it's on the back side of this logo. But that's going to be on the inside and the bottom. If you're trying to find like the size tag and like the model name, it's got it right up there. So, but when I'm flipping through the racks, what I'm looking for is on the side here. You can see these have little slits going down the side, and then the zipper also has the logo on it. If you ever played Call of Duty, it looks like a hit marker. It's this thing right here. So you can see these slits running all the way down the side. So that's always what I'm looking for. What do we got? Why did I get these? I don't know why I got these. How old are these? Okay, they're a little older. These were probably like $5. Sold them for 25. Yeah. Okay, this is funny. Cute little Thanksgiving vest. Yeah. This thing, this Masters polo. So a lot of YouTubers will tell you, oh, this is the Masters logo. This is a great thing to look out for. Buy it every time you see it. And I was getting really sick of that because there's so many of these like old Masters polos that are not that good. So this was at my Savers for like $5. And I was like, you know, I'm going to buy this so when it sells in 2 years, I can put it in my video and be like, see, these are not that good. We shouldn't be picking these up. But then it sold in like 2 days or something like that. It sold way faster than I thought it was going to. But yeah, it sold in 4 days. It's like it sold, and like of course I was happy. I saw it, was like, dang. Like it's like a self-own. Another messed up title. This is my specialty. So I'm no pattern expert, but pretty sure when you have this like checkerboard pattern here, do I have a closer one? When you have this plaid pattern where it's like fairly solid, like checkerboarding, like I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I think this is gingham plaid. That's what I want to say. And I didn't put it in my title. So this is linen. It's a long sleeve. It's gingham. All good things. If my brain functioned the way that I like wish it did, I would have put gingham in the title. But didn't do that. Still sold. So yeah. Moving on. Viore shorts, $26. Nothing crazy there. Here's the other Nike polo. So this one, it just has a basic Nike tag. Doesn't say anything about golf. But I put golf in my title anyways because I am a dirty reseller and I need the money. So yeah. Nice cover photo. Color's pretty cool. Maybe that helped it sell. I don't know. I think it's just a nice color. It is a really nice green. So I think I called it boring in the intro, but it is a really nice color. So, you know, $24, sold pretty quick. Another random electronic here. This was just at Savers. It was on like the wall. You know, they put all this stuff in the plastic bags hanging on the wall. This was in one for like $4, and that was before the discount too. So probably paid more like $3.50 after tax. So, but you know, sold it untested. It sold immediately, $22 plus shipping. It's like, thank you very much. Didn't have to do anything. Thank you, Big Yumbo. 686 everywhere shorts. His last, was it what sold? I'm assuming so. No, it was a thrift haul. He got a pair of these. I was at Plato's Closet, and I was flipping through the shorts, and I saw the button. It said 686. I know they do more like snowboarding stuff, and I know that they have the everywhere pants. For some reason in my brain, like, it just didn't seem like a possibility that everywhere shorts existed. I thought it was only the pants. So, you know, came home later that day. Yumbo posts his thrift haul, and he mentions everywhere shorts. I was like, oh, bad word. I should probably go back and check. I didn't go back specifically just for these, but I happened to be close to that Plato's again, like the next week. So I went back in and I double checked for these because I remembered and they were still there. So I think I paid like maybe $10 for these. Sold them for 26. That was on the best offer. They sold pretty quick. So Rain Spooner, honestly, I'm not a huge Rain Spooner fan, but it does sell eventually for me. Patagonia, Los Gatos, nothing crazy. $25. I think I just accept that because it's off season for it. So more Russell Athletic. I love this tag so much. Like if I see it, I'm trying to buy it. So this was $5. That was cool enough. I got it. Suit Supply. This might be the first time I've sold Suit Supply, honestly. I don't know, $26, whatever. Dude, I need to get a move on. Okay, I'm going to show you this, and we're going to jump way ahead. Nike Blade Collar. These sell great for me still. So, anytime I see this type of collar, that's what I'm looking for. And, okay. What do we got? This Nike hoodie here. So this one, obviously, it's got the Milwaukee Bucks logo, NBA team. So that's great. It was a little bit beat up, but do I have a full picture? No, dude, I do this every time. Okay, so on the hood here, you can see it's got like this mesh panel running across the like center of it. That's called a Showtime hoodie. That's the model name for this hoodie. So whenever I'm flipping through the rack and I see the Nike hood that's got like this big mesh thing on the back, checking it out. I think even if they don't have an NBA team on it, they can still sell. So, yeah, that's why I'm looking for stuff like that. I was at an antique mall yesterday, maybe the day before, and I saw one, and I was excited because it was like $6 or something. Then I looked up the style code, though, and it was a women's model. Doesn't sell as well, so I was like, oh, it's too bad. Nat Nast, I think, yeah, I put bowling in this one. Good keyword, I guess. Bowling shirt. I pick up Nat Nast if it's cheap. One thing I do every time I find it, so Nat Nast makes some like limited edition ones. You have to flip up like the bottom. There'll be like a patch. I don't remember if it's on the front or if it's on the back of it, but I'm always checking down in that area to see if there's like a patch that says like limited edition on it, because those ones obviously are going to be worth more money. So this Ralph Lauren shirt, I thought this was going to be a loop collar just because of the pattern, but it was not a loop collar, just a normal button-up shirt. So still sold for $31 though, so surprised me a little bit there. I have an older video where in the intro I show you guys how to do like this. I think I called it like the Y2K like back boxy hoodie fold or something like that. I got tired of doing all that, and I quit doing it. So, but I think it looks fairly good in this one. It's sold for $30. I don't know. It's just basic piece. I think this sold. The Blues might have been eliminated from the playoffs at this point. I don't remember. Okay, never heard of this brand, but these shorts just look the part. So they sold for $27. Man, why is it still cheap down here? Oh, this is cool. I got this at a garage sale. I don't do a lot of garage sales, but our neighborhood was having garage sales a couple weeks ago. So I went around and looked. Found this for, it's like 25 cents or 50 cents. This was a very cheap garage sale. So I found some nice t-shirts there. Make war on the floor. This is like a Bible verse, I guess. I don't know. I know what that is. So, yeah. Didn't see any solds for this. There's a couple listed, but they wanted like 50 bucks each. So I undercut them a little bit. Tried to make my title better. Have some more keywords in there. Made sure to put Vintage Jesus Tee. So, sold it for 32. Thank you, person. Helix jeans also came out of a Yumbo video. His were cooler, but I found some. The Yumbo has a habit of like putting stuff in videos, being like, "Hey, look out for this," and then like I find it like the next day. So Big Yumbo summoned these for me, so I sold them for $32. Some Lululemon pants. Yep. I don't have as many issues with these as Big Yumbo does. I don't know why, but they do. They usually don't get returned to me. Abercrombie, sorry, that sounded, I don't know, sorry to flex on you there. All right, Abercrombie & Fitch, I was surprised. I got this at the bins. I was like, oh, it's a nice brown hoodie, you know, it'll be like 25 bucks. I was a little surprised, the Abercrombie & Fitch oversized, like, essentials hoodie. I think I listed this for like 35. I just took the $30 offer because I got it at the bins, you know. But, so, a little bit more valuable than I thought. Clothing Arts. This is one of those great brands that looks like absolute crap. Quality, you know, the shorts themselves don't look that good. The tag looks horrendous. What is, oh, that's a C. C and an A. Oh, okay. I always thought it was just a random circle and a triangle. I understand it now. That's hilarious. Okay, these are for like if you're going on vacation. They're pickpocket proof. So they've got like these tabs over here on the side. You can just button your pockets closed and then zip them closed. So 33 bucks on those ones. I also have some pants. Those sell a little bit better, I think. So super cool shirt. Look at this thing. Yeah, man, it's just cool. I don't know what else to say. Sold that for 35. Zero. This is a good brand. I want to get a pair of these shoes for myself. Zero shoes. So these were like a slipper though. It does have the model name in here. Men's Sunrise. I've been picking up more shoes recently. These were like $5 at Savers. Savers, like, they don't know if they want to be cheap or expensive. Sometimes stuff is like $35. Sometimes it's $2. They're really not sure. Here, I have a little bit of insight about this brand for you. Peter Manning. So every time you come across this, it's going to have a short inseam. And you're going to be like, oh, wow, it's only a 27-inch inseam. I'm going to pass because that's for short people. These are meant to be shorter. They're designed like that. This is, okay, I don't remember why. I know that they're meant to be short. I don't remember if it's because Peter Manning is specifically making stuff for shorter people, or if it's because it was a yachting brand and like, I guess you want your jeans to like end higher so they don't get wet when you're on your nice yacht because you're rich. I don't know, but they usually sell decent for me, so not for like a ton of money, but like the $30 range, that's fine. So if I get them cheap, I'll pick them up. They sell eventually. So this Tyndale FR shirt, this is a hoodie. This hoodie, if you find a two-face one, two-face just means it's like two separate layers of fabric. If you find that, that's worth more like $100. So make sure, honestly, I don't know exactly how to be sure, but just look at, if you have one of these, try to make sure it's not the two-face before you list it for a little cheaper. I think I listed mine for 50. This is one of those items where I just got absolutely nuked with lowball offers. And eventually I got one decent offer and I just accepted it because I was tired of all the lowball offers. So, Dixon flannel. I've given out this hint a lot of times. It's been a while since I've given out the hint though. So you can see here in the collar, Dixon usually has these big patches in the back and it tells you what the model name is. This one, the person cut it out for some reason. If that happens to you, just look at one of these buttons here. It's not on every single flannel, but I think the more recent ones, so you see this one says Dixon Flannel Co. Borland. That's the model name. So usually you can use that, or sometimes even this little Dixon patch, it'll be something that's related to the theme. So you can use that, or you can also just Google Lens it if you want, because all the patterns are unique. So either read the button, Google Lens it, use your context clues, whatever. You're probably not going to come across one with the patch cut out anyways. I don't know why that person did that. Vintage Levi's, nothing crazy. We're not even getting like that old. Yeah, like they're not made in USA. They're made in 2000, it looks like. But these ones are black. And then the inseam's a little bit longer too. So longer inseam, black colorway, both good things. We like that. Shout out David Eckstein, man. Let's see. These are just new with tags. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know anything about Wrangler. What is this? This has a course on it. I didn't even know that. This is just a good model for some reason. Honestly, I don't know why. I just look up the style code on Nike stuff. $35 for a basic polo. This guy has messaged me like 3 times though, asking me when it's gonna ship. So, you know. This is cool. Nice little cardigan, Murano. Dude, this has been going for so long. We're still at like $35. This is just cool. The Murano cardigans with Grandpa in the title have okay sales. Polo. I love the Caldwell model specifically for loop collars. If you have the Caldwell patch and you put that in your title, someone from Japan will buy your shirt within, 1 to 2 business days. So, $40. Shout out Japan. Got some Old Navy paratrooper pants here. Aren't these cool? Yeah, the zippers. All the zippers you ever wanted. All the straps you ever need. Yeah, whatever. $37. Thanks. This was interesting. I was surprised this sold for full price, but $37.88 from Teddy Fresh, I think. I've never sold anything from Teddy Fresh before. I think this just sold because of the topic on the shirt. So, got some South Poles here. Oh, this was part of my experiment video. I don't remember if I talked about this or not, but I tried to make a video where I run an experiment where I delist the 100 oldest items in my store and I relist them, with all my new knowledge. So I did that with these. You can see I put custom label 5 on there. So, but these have been sitting in my store for over 2 years. Then I took them down. I made a new listing with better pictures, better title, whatever. Now they sold for $33, and it only took like a week or something after I listed it. So, cool. Adidas St. Louis FC jersey. Not crazy. 527s, black colorway. Oh, I got these from Caleb. Caleb sells. I bought these on his Whatnot live stream. They're cheap. I think I won for like $8 or $9 bid. Actually, maybe not even that. It might have been like 5 or 6. I don't know. No one else wanted them though, so I gladly took them. So I think everyone was scared off by like that, and I think there was somewhere on the yeah, you had a bunch of heel bear. Someone that thought they were taller than they were wearing these, and they were stepping on it with their boots. So I guess that scared everyone away, but wear on the heels of Levi's has never impacted my sales, especially on like older pairs. So yeah, I just pretended that wasn't even there. List these for $35. They sold full price, and they sold pretty quick too. So that's nice. This brand, this little doggy here, that's Rowback. Most known for their golf polos. They usually have 2 stripes on the back. So sometimes they'll put like a flag if it's a specific colorway. But that hat was new with tags, sold for $37. Ooh, I actually have good information about this one. So this is a Under Armour Transformers thing. So Under Armour has a couple different collaborations for these, like the tight like compression shirts or whatever, but not all of them are actually compression shirts. So when you find one of these, you need to look at this tag here. So you can see mine says compression here. Some of these will just say like loose fit, or like, I don't know, like just something like that, or like slim fit. The compression ones are the best because people want to use these for like MMA as like a rash guard or something. So if yours has some like superhero like movie crossover on it and it says compression, good. I sold a Green Lantern one that was not a compression. It still sold for like 25 or 30 bucks, but you're gonna get more money if it says compression. So look for that. This had a nice big hole in the sleeve up here, and I still sold it for $38. Nice. That was just a cool piece. That was it. That's all there was to it. More Levi's. Man, I'm getting boring. What does that say? Oh, Canada, right? I think... I don't know. I can't tell what that says. Oh, El Salvador. I wasn't even close. Wow. Okay. I mean, no, whatever. Just some light wash. I don't know. When I find like these older Levi's, these are what, 2002. When I find like these late 90s, early 2000s Levi's, I'm mostly just looking at like how they've been worn. Like the fade, these have good fade here. And then I think I kind of like when there's a slight bit of wear to like the, oh, did I not put it on there? You can see there's a little bit of wear on the heels back there. I kind of like that, to be honest, at least for myself. It'd be nice if there was like a wallet. Oh, there is a little bit of a wallet print there, but just cool wear. Oh, the patch looks kind of cool too. I just want them to look nice and broken in. Cool wear pattern. You got some whiskers up here. So yeah, that helped those sell for $35. Oofos. Good shoe brand if you don't know it. That's what the logo looks like right there. This one, I didn't have any solds for it. I was like, I don't know. This looks like it'll sell. And it was $5, so I did. Vintage Pioneer Seed sweatshirt. That's it. Oh, I got this at Plato's Closet for $5. Say Roosevelt's Disney collaboration T-shirt. This is for Disney's 100 year. They're old, so yeah. $40. I don't know. Roosevelt's is good. Just look up Roosevelt's if you find it. They spell it, without the vowels. They need to buy a vowel. Barefoot Dreams. I had no clue this brand was any good. I don't think I've ever found it before, but like, it doesn't feel like anything. It looks cheap. Like this, I feel like I could buy this at Five Below, to be honest with you. It was really soft though, I will tell you that. These were incredibly soft, but new with tags. I sold just these pants for $39. It's cool. They were $5 at Salvation Army. Okay, ASRV, that stands for Aesthetic Revolution. Do I have... This is called the bracket logo. Let me see if I have the tag. You can see the tag's cut out, but I recognize their logo well enough to know that this is ASRV. So, yeah. Sold this hoodie for what, $40? Yeah. I got it at Plato's Closet. I don't know. It's probably like $14-ish if I had to guess. Oh, my camera's crooked, isn't it? I forgot to check and see. If I'm crooked, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to cancel this in a couple days. But this is a good North Face model. It's a Nuptse, N-U-P-T-S-E. Vintage Banana Republic dress. Dude, are we still at $40? Oh my gosh. This is so long. Okay, this old Banana Republic tag I have good luck with. And this dress especially. Cool. I think I actually sold this twice. $40. Got it at a garage sale last year. Carbon to Cobalt. Not a super great brand, but this is a really substantial hoodie. Like, very nice, thick knit. This model specifically, good comps. It does have a fur-lined hood. New with tags, Vineyard Vines does great for me. I try to pick it up every time. I think I paid $13 for this. It is a performance one as well. I can't believe this sold. I had a discount sale. This was like 60% off, and then my sale ended. Every time my markdown sales end, I just leave it be for a little bit, because for some reason, every single time my markdown sale ends, stuff that was on sale starts selling for full price. So I just let it run for a little bit. This ended up selling full price, 40 bucks. I've had this for a long time. I can't tell you how long though. I'm not sure. New with tags. For some reason, Plato's only wanted $10 for this. I don't know. Maybe they thought it was fake. I don't know. Seems okay to me. I'm not a polo tag expert though. There is a video on a great channel from Coyote Sharp. If you don't watch Coyote Sharp, highly recommend. Great videos from a collector's point of view. And he does have a video about like authenticating Polo Ralph Lauren by the tags. So I need to go rewatch that apparently. So sold that for 46 bucks. Got it Plato's for 10. Legends. These joggers are much better than the shorts are. I can tell you that. It's even better than the hoodies in my experience. So some Jane Barnes. Not a brand I thought would be any good, but the couple times I've found it, the shirts have been cool. And from the research I've done, looking at sold comps, all of the Jane Barnes shirts are pretty cool. Usually they'll have some cool pattern or a cool texture or both. So picked this up for $5, sold it for 24. I don't know what team this is, but these jerseys have turned up in my thrift stores multiple times now. This time new with tags. So sold that for 45 bucks. Thanks. Linus Tech Tips. This is great. This person tracking said it was delivered. They're like, I looked in my mailbox and it wasn't there. So I opened a case, but you know, if the tracking shows it's delivered, I'm gonna beat the case, you know. Anyways, Linus Tech Tips. This is a YouTuber. This is like YouTube merch. They have tons of merch. Their merch sells pretty well, so something to look out for. 40 bucks on that one. This one is cool. This is another one of those the 100 oldest items that I relisted. I would have probably sold this for more, but the sleeves, you can tell the cuffs are like a little stretched out. It's a very wide like sleeve opening, but cool. Polo Ralph Lauren. I thought it was made in USA. I called this a nautical pattern. I don't know. I don't remember why I did. I can't remember if that's true or not, or if that just gave me that vibe, but that's what I did. I call it a Harrington jacket anyways. Apparently there's been some Vero issues around this keyword Harrington, but I haven't had any issues, so I haven't stopped doing it yet. But if you are trying to avoid that at all costs, use the keyword buy-swing. BI-swing. Really interesting piece. This is from a hockey brand. This is Bauer. They usually make hockey stuff. You can see the hockey sticks here. I guess they're getting more into making clothes now. This felt really nice, and it was $5, so I picked it up to try it out. It eventually did sell for 25, so that's cool. Todd Snyder. Okay, if you guys watch Carry at Home, I was at a Goodwill grand reopening. They did like a remodel. They had to take all the stuff off the shelves, so when it reopened, everything that's on the shelves was all new, untouched inventory. So I was up there and I spent like 500 bucks. I do have a video for that. You can check it out. Kyle from Carry at Home did show up to the store. I was already looking at the stuff. I was looking at like the jackets at that time when I saw him walk in, and I know that they do mostly pants. So I knew that's where he would go first. So as soon as I saw him, I turned around, I went straight to the pants section, started looking immediately. So I knew if I let him go first, I was not going to get any pants that day. So started looking immediately. He looked through the jeans side first while I was looking through like the chinos and stuff. And then I went around and he left these sitting there on the jeans side. These were $9. Sold them for 42. So thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. I sound like such a dick. Please cut that out. Oh my God. Okay. North Face. This is a Denali fleece. as far as I'm aware, there are multiple versions. Like, it's gone through many iterations throughout the years. My favorite model, it's got this chest. There's two separate chest pockets, one vertical, one horizontal, and then you got the pit zips, you know, if you're sweaty. There are some models of this. I actually just got one. Also bought on Caleb's live stream. This also can come with a hood, and that adds value as well. So I think I paid 15 for this at a Goodwill. Sold for 41 bucks. Sold this employee jacket. I like using mechanic as a keyword. So Toyota employee. I think the kids like when there's someone's name embroidered on a jacket. I think they like it. I don't know. So thank you to Kim for donating your jacket. I sold it for 40 bucks. All right, Grayson. This is a good golf brand to know if you didn't know it already. Their outerwear is much better than the polos, so try to find that stuff. This was new at tags. Color wasn't great, so sold for 50 bucks. I love selling these little like trail backpacks because they fit in my inventory bags. So I just take pictures of them like normal. I get to throw them in the bag just like I would with like a t-shirt. So this tiny little backpack from Flow Fold. Never heard of them before, but sold it for $47. That's awesome. Some track pants. It seems like the Y2K track pants sell really good in white. Keep that in mind. So sold these ones fairly quick for $47. I think they sold within a couple days. So new at tags, Tommy Bahama, 48 bucks. Yeah. Vintage Laura Ashley dress. There was about a 1 week period where I was like, you know what? I'm going to start selling women's clothing. I'm going to look through the entire thrift store. And then I found out looking through every single piece of clothing in one thrift store is extremely hard and very boring. So I stopped doing it. But while I was looking through the women's section, I did find this. So that was cool. Sold it for 50 bucks. Got a vintage James Bond 007 hat. Sold for 32 bucks. Cool. Timbuktu is a good bag brand if you didn't know it. If you guys can't tell, I do still have some lingering old items. I've been trying to get rid of those recently. So this is one of those items. New at tag, sold for $50. Cool. Burberry tie. I don't buy a lot of ties, but this one, it's like a cashmere blend. I don't know why I looked at this, but it's Burberry, so I got it. This is a marathon. I'm basically making a movie at this point. Peter Millar, Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports, good logo to have on your Peter Millar stuff. This is the Transfusion logo. I don't know. It makes the stool look like a drink. That's great. Golf and alcohol, great combination. $52. Cool. This brand does not look that good, but it is good. Chrome Industries, I think they do biking stuff. I found a jacket from this brand and it looked terrible. Like the quality I just thought was really bad. But sells for a lot of money. So 50 bucks for those pants. Got those at a Uptown Cheapskate, probably like 15 bucks. I don't know. I got this at the bins. I don't know, jersey looked okay to me. Honestly, I've loosened up a little bit on like my my like authenticity suspicions. So I'm not looking super duper hard. The model number, that is these HD 9314, that checked out. Time period it was made, checked out. All little details like the pattern all checked out. So looked good. Sold it for 55 bucks. Peter Millar blazer. This was made of linen, or linen blend. Insane amount of lowball offers on this. I don't know why. Some guy also messaged me and said, "Suck my big black candy" on this listing. I don't know why. I don't know what I did. So, vintage Levi's 501s. Rips in the knees, so you get extra ventilation. Are these 80s? I don't know what tag these have. 30 by 36. What? No, I don't know. I'm starting to lose it, if you guys can't tell. I don't know. Tags were ripped out. That's what I'm showing in this picture. But these sold for 55 bucks. Cool. Polo, Ralph Lauren, new at tags. You know, that's all you gotta know. Very high retail brand. Patagonia R1. This is what this fleece looks like. I'm sure you guys are gonna look up Patagonia anyways. But this one that's got like the ziggy zags going down it, that is a good model. That is the R1 fleece. Something I've noticed. So this Patagonia tag, the more recent one is a little bit smaller than normal. I don't know if you guys can tell from this picture. They made the tag smaller, so I think that's a good indication that the item is like a more recent model. So obviously being more recent is going to help you get more money, right? Cool. Nike Dry Fit, new with tags. I guess it's just a more recent model, so it holds value better. I don't know. Just look up the style codes. That's it. Harvey's seatbelt bag. You know, look out for these. These sell really great. This sold in about 15 minutes, so $60. Nice. Oh, what? What? This is news to me. I didn't know this was getting returned, but awaiting return shipment. This Diane von Furstenberg. Where did I sell this? Man, I sold this almost a month ago. Man. Alright. Diane von Furstenberg. Good brand. I don't know. This came out on a new rack. I wasn't like digging through the women's section for it, but I was like, hey, I know that's a good brand. Let me try that. Cool. Whatever. RLX. I like the RLX hybrid jackets. So I think Spanish Bay is supposed to be a good golf course too. Honestly, I don't know. I put it in the title. Whatever. Sold for 45 bucks. This came out of my closet. It was just too small for me, honestly. Like, it's tagged a large, but it might have been a kid's large, to be honest with you. Very weird measurements. The biggest issue was really just that the elastic on the bottom was so tight that it would like ride up my back. So it was like a super duper cropped fit. But this jacket is so cool. So shame I had to get rid of it, but 65 bucks, I'll be okay. What do we got? Aloe Yoga, the Accolade sweatpants. As far as I could tell, just having the shiny logo is what made the Accolade sweatpant, I think. So, but this was awesome. $68 for some sweatpants. I'll take that every day. Got some Andy irons. I think, ooh, that was my elbow. Y'all hear that? So I think this model is called the Samurai pattern. That's just with these like the rays coming out. If these rays were only coming out on one side and say like this left leg was just like solid white, that would be called the Rising Sun pattern. I think that one sells better. In hindsight, I probably would have just went ahead and put Rising Sun in the title anyways, even though these technically are not a Rising Sun pattern, as far as I'm aware. I don't know. Anyways, long story short is look for Billabong board shorts that have a person's name on them, whether it's Andy Irons. Last video we sold a pair that had a Greg Knoll on it. I think he's an old surfer, either that or a designer, a surfboard designer, whatever, a maker, yeah. Those sold for $95. So Billabong plus person, good. Little Apple iPod. This came out on a new rack for $7, I think. And I was like, well, I know that's good. So didn't even test it. It didn't turn on. I put all that in the description. I was like, I don't know if this works. I just bought it at a thrift store. So sold for $70 same day. Lululemon new tags. I did pay like $22 for these, I think. So, but to sell them for $70, I'll take it. This was cool. 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves is a gaming organization. They do like professional esports stuff. And this cool collaboration with Pokemon. Nice, really thick, high quality hoodie. So, $70. This is so cool. Disney Spirit jersey. I love picking up Disney Spirit jerseys. Not all of them are good. If it's just like a basic Disney Parks one, those usually don't do as good. But if it's like some Disney IP, you know, like this one is Finding Nemo, I have another one that's Star Wars. Those ones, if it's like a movie or a show, those are usually pretty good. So this one sold for 70 bucks. Man, that is such a cool shirt. I think this was $9 at Goodwill. Sold it for 70. Vintage Patagonia. Made in Canada. Cool pattern. This one did have a massive hole in the sleeve though. It was a burn hole too. It wasn't just ripped. So went for 75. I bought that off my brother. He sold me some decent stuff. So what is this? I'd never heard of this brand. 3x1. These were at my local Uptown Cheapskate. They priced them at like $38 or something like that. And they sat around forever. They sat on the rack for so long, and they finally were clearancing out. I think I got 60% off on these. So I don't remember how much I paid, but you know, they're selvage jeans. Sold them for 75 bucks. I'm sure I did all right. Vintage Adidas KTP. What is that? Kiralan? I don't know. This tag specifically, this is a good one to look out for. So 80 bucks on that. Vintage Penn State warm-up. I love this old Champion tag, dude. One of my favorites all time. Main USA Vintage Champion reverse weave warm-up. Look for that for sure. So Penn State, you see it's a little bit shrunk by the way like the fabric is like bunching up to the letters, and the letters are like wavy. So I know it's a little shrunk. I'll probably put that in the description. Still sold for 70 bucks. So cool. I got these at Plato's. I think they were 20 bucks. So they sat around for a lot longer than I thought they would. I thought they were going to sell super fast, but they still sold for 70. This was great and sad at the same time. I got this at Savers. New rack came out. My competition was right behind me on a rack. I jumped over to the new rack while he was still looking through the other rack, and I pulled this off. They wanted, I think, $2 for it because the sleeves were cut off. Vintage Wu-Tang Forever shirt. Awesome. So cool, dude. And I found this while I was watching a Caleb Sells live stream on Whatnot. So that stream is good luck. Make sure you watch it. Tune into the next show. So I think I had 30% off that day. So I paid like $1 or something for this. Still sold it for 85 bucks, even with the sleeves cut off. Very sad that the sleeves were cut off, but $85 from two? Not bad. There's our Levi's from the intro. J. Crew. Garment dyed blazer. It's just new tags, dude. I don't know. This is really boring. It's just new tags J. Crew. That's it. Can you guys tell I'm tired? Here's something I'm really loving selling, because if you don't golf, you have no clue that these are good. These FootJoy Premier golf shoes. Look at these. Like, I am disgusted and in love at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. Just look for inside of FootJoy shoes. See if it says Premier Series in there. So, and if you're not sure, okay, there's another pair I'll show you in a second. This is a custom pair. That's what the MyJoys line is. If you're familiar with like Nike ID, same thing. You can just go make your custom shoe. So that's why the tag looks a little bit different here. Normally there's a style code on there. You can just, it's like 5 digits. You just punch it into eBay. That's all you have to do. That's it. Anyways, sold those for 89 bucks. Awesome. Oh, water. Wow. This Outer Known, great brand. This is Kelly Slater's brand. Got this new with tags. Look at that retail price, $298. This is inspired heavily by the M65 military jacket. I think that's actually their exact style name. It's just M65 military. Yeah, this thing. Just, you see the title. I got this at, what is it called? Marshall's. I was shopping for Christmas gifts. Obviously, I looked at the clothes, and they had a couple of these jackets. So I got these. I got a couple more outer known shirts. I think I paid $40 for that. Sold it for $100. I had another one. I sold that for $150. So cool. This was my personal jacket. I bought this off of Firebenda. If you don't watch him on YouTube, great channel. He does flea market, like first person videos. So great satin jacket here. Super cool. But you know, I just had it for a while, got my wear out of it. It's like time to move on to something new, you know. Sold it for $80. Great piece here. Fantastic brand. This is Tailor Stitch. So this is the long haul jacket. Just I don't know, it's just really nice. High quality stuff. Tailor Stitch has great following. How much was this? Got this in Chicago. It might have been $7. Maybe like 12, but it wasn't that expensive. I was really shocked to see this on the rack. So that's cool. Sold it for $100. And here's the other FootJoys. New with tags. I paid $44 for these, but they're new with tags. So I sold them for $100 in one day. So not the greatest margin, but they sold very fast. And it's just a great item. This is what the style code looks like. Just those 5 digits. This is a 5, not a 4. Okay. That's all I got. Dude, if you watch this whole thing, thank you so much for sticking with me. I'm going to start doing these every 2 weeks because that was so much to cover. Holy cow. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Okay, I forgot one last thing. So I got an email from someone. They were wondering how I make listings using my camera. So, whoa. Okay, so I just wanted to show you. If you didn't know, I don't use my phone to take listing pictures. I use an actual camera. All I do I have this in? No. So, take my pictures with my camera, and then it's nothing crazy. Just, I have the SD card in the camera. Take it out, I put it in my laptop, and then, I don't think you'll be able to see this window. Anyways. So that's it. I'm making my listing. Oh, and then when it's time to add the pictures, just upload from computer, and then the SD card is in here. That's it. I don't do like the fancy like AirDrop thing. It's super easy. So, you know, that's it. That's all I got.